Hello everybody, MDpolo here. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be taking a look at a new release from FN, and we have the 509 Midsize MRD for micro red dot. Once again, I would like to thank my friends at Shoot Point Blank in Carmel, Indiana for all their help and their support. So the gun will come in a box, an FN box like this. And this is going to be a first impressions of the gun. I have not had the pleasure of shooting it yet, but I wanted to show it to you because this was just released a couple days ago. And it comes in a cardboard box like this. It comes with a shooting pouch, a gauge, and it will come with literature, the government stuff. But what's really nice, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, is it comes with very nice and detailed instructions on how to mount the micro red dot to the gun and how to select which are the correct plates and screws for it. So this is something very nice, helpful. And are you listening, Glock? Anyway, so it comes in this range bag, and as you can see here, it's still in the berth pouch. So we'll take it out of here. And here's the gun itself, and let's put this aside for a second. It comes with all the necessary plates and screws, sorry for the reflection, and these are metal. They're not polymer like the Masada we reviewed recently. It comes with the plates and screws that you will need. It comes with two back straps. On the gun, you'll have the curved one, and you can replace it with a flatter one, which would make it more like a 1911 type grip. And it comes with two mags, and these are 15 round steel mags, FN logo at the bottom. Nice, but you get 15 rounds with a new FN 509. Let me put this aside. And the gun has been safety checked prior to the video, but I'll show you anyway. So here it is, the FN 509 MRD. And cutting to the chase, and for those of you that for some reason don't want to stick to the end of the video for my impressions, let me tell you that in a nutshell, the FN 509 MRD is really a 509 tactical without the threaded barrel and with 15 round capacity and without the wing side protectors that the 509 tactical has. And during this video, we're also going to compare it. We're going to take a quick look at it, and we're going to compare it with the 509 Tactical so you can see the difference between the two guns. And I believe that this is a direct competitor to the Glock 19 MOS Gen 5. So I have one of those here as well to show you. And I know I already got yelled at in a prior video by somebody saying, oh, can't you anybody make a video without comparing it to a Glock? Well, I get it, but at the same time, if there's a gun that comes out that is meant to be a direct competitor to a Glock, in this case the Glock 19, then yeah, I'm going to compare it to the Glock 19, so deal with it. So here it is, the 509 MRD, micro red dot. This was announced in SHOT Show 2019, and at least for me locally, it was just released a couple of days ago. It is a regular striker fired 9mm. It has a 4-inch barrel. It is cold hammer forged stainless steel, talking about the barrel. It has a recessed crown, a recessed target crown, and it does have a very nicely polished feed ramp and chamber. Now I'm not going to take this one apart, it's not mine, but I wanted to tell you the specs, some of the specs on it. The frame is 7.4 inches in overall length, and it comes in at a weight of 26.5 ounces unloaded. Unlike the original 509 that holds 17 rounds, the Midsize MRD is going to hold 15 rounds. And as I mentioned in the opening, the mags are stainless steel, or they're metal, I'm sorry, and they are 15 rounds. And you get two of these. Looking at the slide is regular as the other 509s and the 509 Tactical as well, except with this one, as well as in the Tactical, You get suppressor height sights. I can't speak today. They are blacked out, and if I can get the camera to cooperate here, you'll see that it has some serrations in the bottom part down here, and this is going to be the tricky one with the front sight as far as the focus. But the front sight is also blacked out, and it is serrated, some slight serrations on the lower half of the front sight, which of course will help you with any glare. There it is, a little bit better focus. So I'll show you the gun as we go through it. And here is the optic mounting system. So the back of the gun will show you the mounting plate for the micro red dot. And there it is. And I think it is the best out of the factory mounting system for a red dot. Now, this is not my gun, I don't own this gun, but I do have the tactical version of it, and have a Trigicon RMR Type 2 mounted on it, and it sits very low, very nice, and I think it is leaps and bounds better than the Glock MOS system. Taking a look at the trigger, it is a little bit different than the trigger you will find in the regular 509 or even in the 509 Tactical. And I'm not sure if the camera is capturing it, but as you can see, it's a little bit wider and it's flatter. It's more of a flat trigger than on the other guns. And I just happen to have the 509 Tactical here, and this one has been safety checked as well. But if you can see, and I hope the camera will help me with this, but that's the trigger of the 509 Tactical, and here's the trigger of the MRD, I'm sorry. If you can see how it is a bit, the one on the left is the Tactical, the one on the right is the MRD. So you can see this, the one on the right, MRD, is flatter and a bit wider. Also, compared to the regular 509, the MRD features improved texturing, and it really does feel good in the gun, in the hand. I've always liked the feel of the 509 guns. Other than the above mentioned, it has all the same characteristics of the regular 509 midsize. And as I'm speaking, I'll let you take a look around the gun. It has fully ambidextrous controls, including the mag release. Now for me, the mag release is better in this midsize than it is on the Tactical. It doesn't protrude as much as it does. And one of the issues that I have had on the Tactical is that they stick pretty far out. And even with my mid-size hands, when I grab the gun, when I grip the gun, I can feel it protruding right here. In between my fingers right here, I can feel it. And if you squeeze it really tight, I have had it where the mag has popped out. And I don't have that issue. At least holding it here, I don't feel that with this 509 MRD. So fully Ambient Controls. It's got a 1913 rail here for all your toys. It's a 4-slot 1913 rail. And the trigger guard is really wide. So plenty of room here if you got big hands, if you're using gloves. So with a flat trigger and flat-ish trigger in the room here that they give you in the trigger guard, it just feels very nice. You got plenty of room. There are no serrations or any grip areas on the trigger guard whatsoever. It's just smooth and flat. It's got a nice undercut. I wouldn't call it a double undercut or anything excessive, but it gives you plenty of grip up here. The bore axis is going to be pretty high if that's something that matters to you. honestly is not something that bothers me. I can shoot something as low as a CZ or a Glock as well as I do a SIG or something like this. So people make a big deal out of bore axis. It's never really bothered me. So it's obvious that FN brought this pistol to the market to compete with Glock, and especially the Glock 19 MOS. So yes, in case you want to yell at me, here we go. 19 MOS. It's been safety checked. So both of them without mags. I just wanted to show you comparisons in size. And let's see, it's right there. So as you can see, the FN, even though they both carry 19 rounds, the FN is a little bit taller. Here it is. And if you were to drop the mags in them, if I grab the correct mag for it, for the FN, and then for the Glock, I think you can see there the difference in length, which is about the same, but the FN is going to be taller in the back. The grip is going to be longer, and is really bottom to bottom is just going to be the thickness of the mag base plate on the FN, and it does have the lanyard loop in the back. But that is the Glock 19 MOS Gen 5 compared to the FN MRD. Now I wanted to show you the tactical from FN. So on the FN Tactical, I just bumped the camera, you got 17 rounds in the mag versus 15 on the MRD. It is exactly the same gun. You don't have the threaded barrel that you have on the Tactical, and that is how much bigger you're going to have, how much the difference that you're going to have on the grip. So that's 2 rounds difference right there. So the MRD 509, it is really a direct competitor to the Glock 19, the MOS, and probably also the 6-hour P320 RX. And I would also throw in there the CZ-P10C, but the Optic's ready one if we ever get to see one around here. I've already showed you the case that it comes with, the 2 interchangeable back straps. I like to shoot them with a flatter of the 2 back straps. It makes it more 1911, 2 15-round mags, and the owner's manual, and I showed you everything that came with the gun. Now the price on this, on the 509 MRD, comes with an MSRP of $799. So right off the bat, you're going to say, well, that's probably going to be very expensive. But if you consider the fact that it comes Optic, that it comes with suppressor height night sights, you're only paying about $150 more than you're paying with a regular 509 that has an MSRP of $649. So as I speak, I'm going to let you take a look at the gun, walk you around the gun. So $150 more than the regular one. You get a flatter trigger. I think it's a better trigger. You get the suppressor height blacked out night sights, and you get it optics cut. So if that's worth $150 more to you, that's up for you to decide. Let you take a look at the grip, the different texturing. It's interesting, like in the other models, they put different texture in different areas of the gun, and I like it that they put texture up here, that not all gun makers put the texture up there. So as I mentioned, MSRP on this gun is $799. Locally, I can get this gun for $730. Prices may come down, but this just came out a couple of days ago. So wrapping this up, what are the pros that I see with this gun? Well, the mounting system for sure. It is probably out of the box the best one that I've found in the market. I close the doors away from the Glock MOS, and I have not had any experience with a CZ, so I can't speak with that. They make it so easy with the instructions. Just go to the instructions, find which micro red dot you're going to use, and it tells you exactly which plate to use and how to mount it, which screws, and everything is provided. So well done, FN, for that. Another thing that I like a lot is that you don't lose the rear sight when you remove the plate. That is something that you don't get with all the manufacturers. So that's very nice. And in my hands, at least, I haven't shot this one, but the FN Tactical is very accurate. It's comfortable, a little bit snappy, but it's a gun that I enjoy shooting. Now, what are the cons that I can see right off the bat on this? Well, I've never been a real fan of the hinge triggers. This is, in my opinion, better than the MNP, even the 2.0, but I'm just not a fan. Is it good enough? Absolutely. And do you need to change it? My opinion would be no, but I would prefer if it wasn't a hinge trigger. The other issue is going to be reliability, as I continue to let you walk around the gun. Because at least with the regular 509s up to now, they've had issues with the strikers breaking. They've had issues when the guns have been submerged in just water and just refusing, getting hydro locked and refusing to fire. So it's a gun that shoots well, at least the other ones, the original ones. Guns that shoot great, just don't get them wet. So have those issues been fixed by FN in this version with the MRD? I don't know. I guess time will tell, and other reviewers put these guns through much more rigorous tests than I will ever do. So time will tell if this is an improved version of the 509 or if it's going to have the same problems. So going back to my quick summary that I gave you at the beginning, in a nutshell, this is a 509. The MRD is a 509 that is really a chopped down 509 tactical. You just don't get the threaded barrel, and you get 15 round capacity, and you don't get the ear wing protectors that you get with the other one. So here you see you got the threaded barrel in the tactical in the front, the rear side wing protectors. You don't get them on the other one. You get the better trigger, in my opinion, flatter and wider, but you get 15 round capacity versus 17. So that's the main difference between the two guns. As I mentioned to you before, the mounting system, the Optic's mounting system, sorry about the focus, in this 509 is much better than the Glock MOS system. So one thing I'm struggling with, and I'll share this with you, I'm struggling as to why I'm not crazy about this gun, including the tactical that I own. I'm just not thrilled with a gun. When I think about it, when I think about shooting it, I'm not thrilled about the 509. And I really would like to hear your thoughts and your impressions. If you own the tactical, would you consider buying the new MRD so you have more of a carry package that is ready off the box to mount a micro red dot? Would you spend your money on this new FN? What are your thoughts on what's been happening as far as reliability? I'd be very curious to learn your comments. If you kindly comment below, what are your thoughts about all this? FN in general, the 509 line, and more specifically, this new MRD. So as always, thank you so much for watching. And if you like the content, please consider subscribing if you're new to the channel, and also clicking the notification bell. As you know, YouTube is promoting less and less the gun channels, so the notification bell may be the only way that you get notified when your favorite content creators upload videos to YouTube. Now you can also follow me on Instagram and on Facebook, also under MDpolo Shooting Channel. Thanks again to my friends at Shoot Point Blank in Carmel, Indiana. And until the next video, God bless.